Up for review today we have the Ultraman Cosmos Luna Mode vinyl figure. Now Ultraman Cosmos is the 35th anniversary of Ultraman that came out in 2001, and with a total of 65 episodes making him the longest running Ultraman series to date. And for this Ultraman, Suburaya Productions decided to make him different than his predecessors, the most obvious being that his color scheme is blue and silver instead of red and silver. He was also a kinder and more gentler Ultraman. Instead of killing monsters most of the time, he would often purify them instead. Now on the box it says Ultraman Cosmos The First Contact, which is the film that's supposed to take 9 years before the events of the series, which I have on DVD. Now on here you can see Ultraman Cosmos in Corona mode, and behind him Neo Baltan. Now the story of this is, like I said, 9 years before the events of the series. Cosmos is trying to stop Neo Baltan from coming towards Earth, but instead they both crash land. And Ultraman Cosmos' future host, being a child at that time, sees Ultraman Cosmos crash on there, and he's this some sort of transparent blue color. So he's trying to put light towards his color timer or his forehead, and eventually it works out to be a success. Ultraman Cosmos thanks him by offering him a ride, puts him into his hand and flies off. And before he leaves, he gives him a gift. He gives him a little stone. Later on, Neo Baltan attacks the city. What a surprise. So he uses the stone to summon Ultraman Cosmos, fights him, purifies him, stating the obvious. Now the bad thing about this DVD is that it's Hong Kong subtitled. Now if you don't know what Hong Kong subtitles are they're subtitles as well, obviously made in Hong Kong, but the texts are in English, but most of the time they're misspelled, and they're very inaccurate. Like for example, in this movie, whenever they say Ultraman Cosmos, the subtitles call him Superman Goth. Last I checked, he wasn't Superman, and he didn't look gothic, let alone have any black on his color scheme. At first, since it had Hong Kong subtitles, I thought that it was a bootleg, but then I found the Suburaya seal of approval right here. Now onto the box. On the back you can see him fighting Neo Baltan. And on the bottom, instead of having previous Ultraman, and it just has Japanese kanji saying Ultraman Cosmos. Here's his tag. And here's Ultraman Cosmos, who I have to say has one of my favorite outfit designs for an Ultraman. Also in his ear he has some sort of almost gold ring. Now in terms of articulation, he's just like every single other Ultraman. Just three: the arms and the waist. Also, his color timer is kind of the same shape as the Matrix of Leadership and Revenge of the Fallen. But Ultraman Cosmos was made 7 years before, well actually 8 years before Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. And now let's get on with the other Heisei Ultraman that I have. Now here are the other Heisei Ultraman figures that I own from left to right: Gaia, Mabius, Tiga, Cosmos, and Dyna. Now on the ratings, I'm going to have to give the Ultraman Cosmos Luna Mode vinyl figure a 5 out of 5 for the detail and having one of my favorite outfit designs, but like what I say with all my other Ultraman figure reviews is that they're not that poseable, but I still love them. And my next review will be Ultraman Dyna Strong Type.